Between the spring and summer of 1979, an urban legend swept across Japan, causing most students to be too frightened to go to school alone. The protagonist of this urban legend was the Kuchisake-Onna, or well known as Slit-Mouth Woman. In today's video, we'll be unraveling the mystery surrounding this Slit-Mouth Woman, a figure widely discussed across schools in Japan at the time. I'm Mr. Yao, and welcome to the Leyenda Yokai channel. Here, I explore famous yokai and urban legends. If you're into these topics, be sure to subscribe so you won't miss out on future videos. In 1979, the phenomenon of the slit-mouthed woman gripped Japan. Who or what was behind this eerie legend that spread like wildfire in an era before the internet dominated? The slit-mouthed woman legend swept through Japanese schools like a plague, causing extreme unease among the populace. At first, it was just a topic of discussion among elementary school students. It wasn't until some students were so frightened that they refused to go to school alone that parents realized the seriousness of the situation. They demanded that teachers pay special attention to the safety of the students. Eventually, it escalated to schools reaching out to the police for assistance, requesting increased patrols around campus. In the most affected areas, local schools were even forced to suspend classes altogether. The descriptions circulating among students about the slit-mouthed woman were truly chilling. They described her as a tall, slender woman with long hair, wearing a coat and often seen wearing a mask covering her mouth. According to the legend, children walking alone at night might encounter this masked woman who would engage them in conversation, asking, "Am I beautiful?" If the child hesitated or didn't respond, the slit-mouthed woman would reportedly attack them with a pair of scissors. If the child answered beautiful, the slit-mouthed woman would remove her mask, revealing her mouth slit extending to her ears. With her gruesome maw gaping wide, she would ask again, "Am I still beautiful?" Children who responded by saying she was not beautiful or were too scared to answer would still meet a grim fate. However, some daring individuals, despite their fear, might lie and tell her she was beautiful. Upon hearing this, the slit-mouthed woman would be delighted. She would then pick up her scissors and proceed to cut open the child's mouth, making them beautiful just like her. In June 1979, a woman in Japan, approximately 25 years old, dressed up as the rumored slit-mouthed woman, wielding a kitchen knife near a school campus. Initially intending to play a prank and scare children, she was arrested by local authorities on suspicion of violating weapons control laws and subsequently prosecuted. However, this copycat offender was unaware that her actions would cause immense societal panic. People mistook the incident as a genuine occurrence, further reinforcing the authenticity of this slit-mouthed woman legend. Under the amplifying effect of word of mouth, this rumor evolved into cases of perverted stalkers kidnapping children, prompting heightened concern from educational authorities. They actively sought assistance from law enforcement to bolster patrols around school campuses for added security. At this point, rumors ran rampant, instilling widespread fear and anxiety. Fukushima's Kuriyama City and Kanagawa's Hiratsuka City were hit by waves of rumors about frequent sightings of stalkers. In Hokkaido's Kushiro City and Saitama's Niiza City, the situation escalated to the point where elementary and middle schools had to suspend classes altogether, leaving local residents in a state of extreme unease and panic. The rumor of the slit-mouthed woman persisted until August 1979, cooling down only when schools went on summer vacation. It's perplexing that such widespread chaos ensued from a mere legend. Even local law enforcement took the matter seriously. However, if the legend were true, there would likely have been more incidents associated with the slit-mouthed woman over the years. As of today, there have been very few casualties or incidents directly linked to her. The most widely known version of the slit-mouthed woman's origin tells of her as a beautiful woman who underwent plastic surgery. During the procedure, she couldn't stand the smell of the wax on the surgeon's head and kept moving, causing the surgeon to accidentally cut her mouth on both sides. Horrified by her disfigured appearance, she flew into a rage and grabbed a nearby pair of scissors, fatally stabbing the surgeon. In her attempt to escape, she was mistaken for a monster by local residents and beaten to death with sticks. Thus, she transformed into a vengeful spirit fueled by intense resentment. Another version suggests that the slit-mouthed woman was actually cursed. According to this version, her ancestors engaged in nefarious deeds using a dog deity similar to modern voodoo, profiting through deceitful means and ill-gotten gains. As a consequence, they incurred a curse, causing subsequent generations to be born with mouths that would split open, transforming them into monsters. Throughout her life, she faced rejection and disdain from others, leading to deep-seated psychological imbalance. In retaliation, she would randomly seek vengeance on unsuspecting victims. The legend of the slit-mouthed woman, known as Kuchisake-Onna, can actually be traced back to Japan's Edo period, spanning from the 17th to the 19th century. According to this legend, she was believed to be a wife who had engaged in extramarital affairs or alternatively, a mistress of a samurai. In punishment for her infidelity, her husband cruelly slit the corners of her mouth. Disfigured and filled with jealousy towards those with beauty, she ruthlessly murdered beautiful women with a sickle and would slit their mouths, making them as ugly as she was. After her capture, the slit-mouthed woman was sentenced to death. Before her execution, she cursed her husband, the one who disfigured her. From then on, every descendant of her husband would be born with slit mouths, cursed to be seen as monsters by society, generation after generation. Witnesses said that the slit-mouthed woman runs remarkably fast, covering approximately 100 meters in 6 to 12 seconds. With such speed, escaping seems almost impossible. Is it true that there's no way to escape when encountering the slit-mouthed woman? Rumors suggest that the slit-mouthed woman has a fondness for sweets. Simply offering her candy can make her happy and prompt her to leave. Alternatively, carrying wax with you could also deter her, as the smell of wax is said to repel her. It's believed that her disfigurement was caused by the smell of wax, which is why she has a strong aversion to it. Finally, there's another rumored method. When asked by the slit-mouthed woman if she is beautiful, the respondent can simply answer, so, or counter-question her, do you think you're beautiful? This momentarily confuses her, buying you time to escape. It's important to note that all of these methods are merely rumors and have not been verified. If you are fortunate enough to encounter the slit-mouthed woman, whether these methods can help you escape ultimately depends on luck. If you enjoy my channel, please help by hitting the subscribe button and turning on the notification bell so you won't miss my upcoming videos. Thank you for watching until the end, and I'll see you next time.